I'm doing this video this way instead of doing it live so I don't say something that might get me in trouble and get my attorneys mad at me. So, I'm mad. I'm pretty upset. I've been learning about calves and this poor little calf doing this I learned is a behavior called leaning, and it means the little calf is in distress. And I'm worried sick about that poor little thing. It's only 3 weeks old. They take milk replacer. A bottle baby should be kept in a stall, especially in weather like this. And he's feeding this poor little thing regular store-bought pasteurized milk, and this can lead to something called scours, and this little calf can dehydrate and die. And when that little calf dies, Skaggs will blame everybody else except himself where the blame lies. He will blame the people he got the calf from. He will blame the workers. Anything but himself. I'm worried about the goat. You know, we also have a picture here of him feeding the calf, 3-week-old calf, and this goat something that looks like cat food or dog food. Don't know what it is. But whatever it is, it's inappropriate for that calf. The dogs up on the hill where we removed 109 animals from apparently are pretty much feral at this point. And he boils them hot dogs and feeds them hot dogs every day. I really don't know what the problem is with feeding these dogs dog food. I mean, they would be better off eating bags of Old Roy than they would be eating the literal swill he mixes up and feeds them. He's been on a roll posting a lot of lies. We did not euthanize a dog for an anxiety attack. We euthanized a little dog who had a severe grand mal seizure, who had a severe oral fistula, whose little body was so worn out she couldn't take anything else. And we let her go. What we did was mercy and kindness. She had suffered for a long time, as had all the dogs that we had to euthanize. And we felt every single one. He didn't. He was mad that they euthanized Consuela on site because he didn't get to hold her up to his sick little death mirror and watch her die. This is still going on. This insanity is still going on, and I have proof in black and white of him crossing state lines to take money from an old lady with severe senile dementia. That is mortifying to me. You know, I don't have a grandmother, but if someone were scamming my grandmother the way this man has scammed that old woman, I would be livid. And unfortunately, this poor old lady doesn't have anybody. She doesn't have anyone to look out for her. And these are the kind of people he targets. If you have senior family members, I can't stress enough how important it is for you to pay attention to their mail. He's not the only one. that targets seniors through the mail. There are a lot of scammers out there that do this. And it's pretty upsetting. I don't know what to do about this anymore. I've done everything I can do. I have contacted the IRS. I have contacted the FBI. I've contacted the Kentucky State Police. I've contacted the Department of Agriculture. I've contacted the governor's office. I've contacted Elliott County. I've contacted people in the health department. I've contacted people at the state's vets. I've contacted media. And, you know, it always upsets me. I know people mean well, but it really upsets me when people tell me to contact media. It's like, if only you knew. He's been posting former workers' pictures that told him flat out never to post their picture again. And I'm really hoping those girls don't see that, because he did a lot of damage to them, and they suffer from PTSD because of what he did. Why is this being allowed? I mean, I really cannot, for the life of me, wrap my mind around why it is so hard to stop one scheming, scamming, dirty, animal-abusing drunk in backwoods Kentucky. Why? I don't get it. It really is just freaking mind-boggling. He has no real income. He is using foundation money to purchase this calf, to purchase these goats, to purchase the dogs he has. So these are pets that he's purchasing with foundation money and using these animals to raise money for his scam nonprofit, so he can go to concerts and go sit up on the hill every day and boil some hot dogs and get drunk. This is just beyond. You know, I don't do this for me. I do this for the animals. I don't get anything out of it but crucified. I get crucified and cussed and slammed. People may not like me. They may not like my profession. I was a tattooist. I was a damn good one. I'm proud of my work. They may not like my politics or my spirituality. They may not just like me. I don't care. I'm not in this for a popularity contest. But nobody can say anything about my rescue ethics or the work that I have done in this state on behalf of animals. And I should have left. I could have left. I could have gone back home. I could have gone to work in New Orleans or Baton Rouge. I could have made good money down there. And I could have put all of this behind me. But I have this stupid drive to stop this god-awful injustice, because I will be haunted until the day I die by a little pair of steel gray eyes begging me to get him out of that damn gulag of despair. And Skaggs wouldn't give me that poor little dog. The big dog would stomp into the mud and climb up on the fence and just stare right at me. Please get me out of here. And get stomped down again and climb back up on that fence. And I asked him for it, and he said, "Oh, no, that's one of my favorites." He had about 300 dogs then. So, I'm tired of this shit. What is it going to take? Attorney General Daniel Cameron's always saying how he's wanting to protect senior citizens from scams. He's not doing anything about this one. Never has. Doesn't care. I mean, it's just so. What do we do? How do you stop it? How do you stop these animals from going to this nightmare? He keeps posting still about his 380-acre sanctuary when the animals were always crowded onto about 2 acres, if that. I'm being generous with the 2 acres. 300 animals. 379 one year. On about 2 acres. And I'm just disgusted that people are still just sending him money. Still telling him, good job. I don't think this little calf's got much longer. And it's really hurting my heart. The puppies are scratching and itching. And we're not seeing anything about the pig. So, did she get attacked by the dogs already? I mean, that's pretty stupid. You've already gotten in a ton of trouble because you let dogs attack a pig. So you put a pig with more dogs. That's stupid. That's a moron. That's a criminal. And that's an abuser. And that's Skaggs. That's what he is. Another woman had to put up a GoFundMe to get out of there. I posted the text messages and her experience. You know, how many more? How many did we not know about that had to run? I'm just... What he does is the definition from the Department of Homeland Security of human trafficking. He's using fraud to coerce people into labor. He wants them to come out there and clean up his mess, and he doesn't want to pay them. And we've got open sewage lines going right back into Little Brushy Creek. He's been in trouble with that. Oh yes, I've also been in touch with the EPA. You know, reported the food stamp fraud to the USDA. I mean, I really can't think of anyone else I can report him to. And I really don't know why people don't do their jobs. Like I said, I was a tattooist. If I screwed up, I had to make it right. And I mean, I had to make it right. There were no ifs, ands, or buts. You know, that's my name on that. So, I made it right. And I didn't screw up very often. But when we did, we stood by it. And I guess it just blows me away that tattooists and body piercers seem to have more ethics and standards than people who work in our government that are supposed to protect us from scammers and fraud. So, thank God for the IRS employees. I can't wait for them to all... Good Lord, we need them. The scamming and the nonprofit industry has to stop. There's too many people out there making too much bank on the backs of these animals. And that's about all I got to say. If you watch this whole thing, wow. I didn't mean to talk this long, but I'm pretty upset about all of this. No one wants to do their job. No one wants to deal with the skeevy little punk. You know, he's an animal abusing punk that steals and scams from little old ladies. What a scumbag. No ethics, no standards, no decency. That's it.